Hello, Talk Tuners, and welcome to episode 10.
Hi, Talk Tuners.
We are happy to have you guys. We can't really believe it that we made it to 10 episodes, but we're very excited.
Yeah.
As usual, I'm Stephanie Myers.
Hey, I'm Stephanie Pena. Yeah, Big 10, dude. That's crazy.
It's crazy, and I'm really proud of us.
Girl, all you.
No, not at all. I'm so proud of us. Like, we did it. We're so consistent.
Yeah.
I know
Thank you guys for coming back.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming back. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being consistent with us. We have some exciting news on the horizon about the podcast to share with you. We're excited to share it soon. We can't quite share the details yet, but I know both of us are very thrilled to be able to share it soon.
Yeah, Talk Tuners, you guys are going to love this shit. And I can't wait to tell you all the deets. It's on. That's all I got to say. So stay with us. Things are only getting better.
Yeah, not to tease folks, but stick with us.
Please.
We have things to say. But in other news, I know you and I are both pretty excited to actually be physically in the same city at the same time very soon.
Oh my gosh. Yes, because it is such a rarity. My God, Steph, I haven't seen you in a couple of years.
Not in the flesh, I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, thank God for technology, right? Of course, we are definitely in sync because we do this podcast. But having us in the same room is going to be quite special. So we're going to do our best to get some fresh material for you guys and maybe even record. We had teased about a live session, but I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah.
But I'm excited, Stephanie. It's going to be great. And it'll be awesome to get away from this horrific weather in San Antonio right now. Oh my God.
Welcome to perfect SoCal weather, my friend. Welcome to perfect SoCal weather.
Can't wait.
We're excited to have you.
Yes. So super random and thinking about California, big stars, whatnot. Yesterday on Hulu, I saw the Queen, Whitney Houston's Superstar show. Mm-hmm. And that is new to ABC. It's going to be different episodes. I believe the next episode airs next Wednesday, and it's on Kobe Bryant. But this first one was on Whitney Houston. And, I definitely recommend all these listeners to check it out. So, who watches TV live these days? I know I don't. So I saw the re-recording. It's on Hulu. It's on demand. So good. So sad. For those that do not know about Whitney Houston, you really do need to go and look her up and enjoy her beautiful, angelic voice. Such an icon. And, her passing so tragic. And what really gets me, Stephanie, is that I was a big fan, or I am a fan of New Edition, and that's where Bobby Brown, her former husband. So for those that do follow Whitney Houston, know her life, she had a really troubled relationship with her ex-husband, Bobby Brown. And, I mean, at the end of the day, you make your own decisions, but it's like, man, they could have been such a powerhouse rather than bringing each other down. And
totally.
It just makes me sad, dude.
Totally. And she's just such an amazing talent. I've always been such a fan of, in particular, her 80s work, specifically the Quincy Jones produced work, which is not only timeless, but it's almost like you hear it at every bar and place that you're at. There's some Whitney over the course of the night. It's, I would say, typically I want to dance with somebody, but
yes,
the other stuff too. And there's both of those self-titled albums. But she's so good. Her work lives on, and I'll never forget that day of hearing the news that she'd left us. Yeah. It's such just a ginormous talent.
Absolutely. And, it's crazy. So watch the documentary because it just doesn't focus on the tragedy. So it really gives you a good, feeling for her background. I had no idea that her mom was a singer. So, I mean, I got enlightened. She is from Newark. I did know that. So she's from Newark, New Jersey. And, like her godmother was like Aretha Franklin. What the fuck? How cool is that shit?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but it's crazy because they talk about how she was around such celebrity and fame, but she grew up very humble, and she didn't want that. And you'll see it. God, I don't want to blame it. I don't want to spoil it. Excuse me. But yeah, guys, watch the Whitney Houston Superstar series. So they're going to be bringing up some more musicians. So maybe we'll talk about. It'll give us some. What's the word I'm looking for?
Grist for the mill.
Brain fart. Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. I just had a brain fart, guys. Sorry.
Grist for the future mill. No, she's amazing. And yeah, the more music history that's brought to light, the better, really. So good, such a talent, and we lost her so soon. But today, we're here to talk about even more, incredibly. And for those new listeners, I know we have a couple who just joined us. So as usual today, we have our personal stories tied with music. And we have a bunch of history, fun facts for you too. And as you may know, podcast tagline, we have stories to tell. These are the songs you want to forget but love to remember. It's our soundtrack and probably yours too. So we're here to give you some good grist for your mill. And we hope you enjoy it.
Stephanie, I honestly think that this is like the epitome of our tagline. This song. For me personally, this is like it. This is a good one. So can't wait to share our knowledge and our stories. So let's kick it.
Yeah. What we're about to talk about today really does epitomize our tagline. Today we're going to be talking about Hotel California from the Eagles.
Ooh, and if you don't know what that song is, you do know what it is because it's played somewhere you've been. A restaurant, a bar, the mall, I don't know, the grocery store, maybe even your dentist office, but you've heard it.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And it was such an interesting time for the Eagles when they had recorded this. It was their previous album they were coming off of. It was called One of These Nights in 1975. And they'd had 3 top 10 singles from that album. And they were huge. This time in the 70s, you have to remember that the Recording Association had to invent a platinum certification for them. They didn't even have that, but they invented it. Yeah, they invented it for the Eagles because they were selling in those numbers. So set the scene, the context of how big the Eagles were at that time. And they're still all over classic rock radio. You really can't miss them. But at that time, they were everywhere and everything. So Hotel California, it's fascinating. They were, I think, got along sporadically, as seems to be the theme for some of the people that we've talked about. But this particular, exactly. This particular album, Hotel California, was their follow-up album to One of These Nights, and it broke all their previous records, basically. Wow. And this album is one of actually the top 10 selling albums in the U.S. of all time to this day.
I did not know that. That's cool. That is cool. Awesome. Wow.
To this day, yeah. So they really did. They set out to be like, oh, we got to break the mold, and they kind of did. But so it's an interesting album. And for the song itself, Hotel California, as Pena said, it's everywhere. It's hard to even escape. And I think there's been a number of interpretations over the years what the song's about. But Glenn Frey, the late Glenn Frey, had said, we decided to create something strange just to see if we could do it. Kind of sums it up. Sums up the song if you think about it. There's been, I think it's like over the course of the years, people have been like, oh, this is just, the song is a drug trip in real time or whatever, but it's not quite that straightforward. It's not quite that easy. It's, these over the top images, which was pretty typical of that time, but they've been asked, as you can imagine, so many forms over the years. And I would say the different members of the band have even had different answers. But it was written by Don Felder, Don Henley, and Glenn Frey together. And as Don Henley has said, this is about the dark underbelly of the American dream. It's about excess. It's about narcissism. It's about the music business. It can have a million interpretations.
Well, damn,
Fair.
Henley.
Fair enough. He decided he wasn't, you could tell he'd been asked a few times, probably wasn't super interested on going down that road again. But hey, guys, when you create a song, it's everywhere.
Yeah, you're going to get questioned.
Be asking you about it. And yeah, it's a fascinating song. Don Felder had kind of drummed up the bones of this song as they were creating it in that process. And for a number of reasons, it was almost called Mexican reggae. I'm just gonna
What?
Yeah, exactly. We're just gonna talk about why. But they had said, oh, there's some Latin style percussion in here too. There was in our demo, we had a horn-like sustained note lines all over a simple 4/4 drum machine pattern. And this is from Don Henley talking about it. He said, I think I was driving down Benedict Canyon Drive at night, maybe even North Crescent Drive, adjacent to the Beverly Hills Hotel. First time I heard the piece in a demo, and I thought, this is potential. I think we could make something of it. And then Glenn Fry piped in and said, we think this is electric Mexican reggae. Wow, what a nice synthesis of styles. And it became the song's working title during their early sessions.
Okay, I just need to metabolize that for a sec. What the fuck? Electric Mexican reggae. Okay, these bitches were on some serious drugs. Serious drugs. We're going to go back to the 70s. We know LSD, the psychedelics, all that shit was there. I get it. Yeah, no. I got one word for my people as a Mexican American woman to describe my sentiment on electric Mexican reggae. Nombre. Nombre. No. And that's all I got to say. Thank God. Wow, Steph. That is some special trivia right there.
So I was baffled, and then I knew you would have something to say about this. And it's such it just feels like it's a tripped out thing to say, too. So they must have
been roots? What Latin roots are in there? Like, I don't hear it. Maybe, I don't. I mean, honestly,
I've never heard maybe the demo tapes are out there now, but I've never heard them. So I don't know. Okay. Early version had something different. But
I don't follow reggae as much as I should. I appreciate the genre, but I am still yet to see a Mexican artist do reggae. But whatever. I just don't know. I didn't know that there was a subset of Mexican reggae. Is this some shit right? Maybe there is now, right? But okay, maybe there is. Fair enough, because we all get together, we collaborate, we mix, and that's the beauty of music, right? But really, Henley, really, Frey, electric Mexican reggae, hotel nombre. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Okay, no mas.
And I can't unsee it now that I know that was the working title. I know I'm just gonna be like, every time this plays, next time in the grocery store or whatever it is, be like, all right, Mexican reggae. So that was, I don't know. I've learned a lot of I don't know. I consider myself pretty well versed in kind of assorted areas of music history. That's the first time in researching this that I learned this. I'd never heard that little
I've never heard of this. Like, is this a subgenre of reggae?
Brand new factoid from the Eagles and their process. Thought listeners would be interested in that.
Okay, so I want to know how they were like, this is what we want to call it, and who the person was like, hey guys, nah, this ain't a good idea. So,
well,
I need to know the full story.
There was they'd hashed out lyrics, I think, after it was very early times with the demo. They basically had chord progressions, that type of thing. And had gone through a little bit of a different process once they fleshed things out lyrically, which is, of course, and you listen to the lyrics of the song, it's a weird song, as they all kind of were in the 70s, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, it's just the time.
Look at it like that. But it's funny, too, that they were just like, well, maybe we'll release it that way. It would have been a very different album to be named something like that. I think people would not have known what to do with it. But
insulted.
Yeah, there's a lot to personally unpack here.
Wow.
And I know we both have kind of our own associations with this song too. And it's always been funny to me. I think it's one of those that's famous enough that it has its ability to kind of be everywhere, but also be associated with everything. And I'll say that this song in particular has always reminded me actually of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. They're both trapped in a weird castle-like structure that you can't get out of.
Yeah.
Lyrics like "Up ahead in the distance, saw a shimmering light." Remind me of "There's a light over the Frankenstein place." There's "You can check out anytime you like, but you could never leave." Exactly what happened to Brad and Janet.
Right? Damn it.
You know?
I just
nice. Nice. And stab them with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast. Also, big theme of the movie, and that the lyrical reference is actually a reference to Steely Dan in reality. But to me, every time I heard this song, I was kind of like, wow, maybe this was just a theme of the 70s, like kind of trapped in an existential something. But the song itself came out in 1976. Rocky Horror Show in London was earlier in the 70s, but Rocky Horror Picture Show movie came out in 77. Maybe both borrowed from each other thematically over the years. Who knows? Yeah. Like I said, a lot of people were on a lot of drugs in 70s.
Oh, yeah. That's cool, though. I've never paralleled the two, so that's really awesome. Thanks for that. That's really great.
My weird associations, but
you should write an article about that, Stephanie.
Okay.
You should. Okay. That's cool. I like that. That'd be perfect for like Halloween. So I'm gonna put you to work. So.
Okay. All right.
I think that'd be fun. I think
Get to researching that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, for me, Hotel California. Wow. I'm not going to talk. I have a personal story that I'm going to share, but I want to talk about some other associations as I've gone through life living the song. I'm going to be honest, y'all. I don't like the song. I get why it's popular. Okay. Let me just preface it. I understand why it's popular. I get it. I just don't like it. Okay. To each their own. So one of the shows that I, outside of music, I really enjoy horror. And as far as television goes, American Horror Story, for me, it was hit or miss as certain seasons, but the Hotel season with Lady Gaga, she was like a vampire badass. That was super cool. And it had Hotel California in it. It was in the first episode. And I was like, this is so perfect. It created this ominous feel that you knew, craziness is going to happen, like in any American Horror Story, show episode. And it was really cool. And that actual hotel, just another side note, because I'm a horror geek and I like paranormal, I like supernatural, I like all the dark shit. It was actually some of the influence for this particular show was about the Cecil Hotel. So for those that don't know what the Cecil Hotel is, it is a very famous old hotel in Los Angeles that has have a lot of criminal activity and supernatural. Yeah. And it was one of Robert Rodriguez, who was a Night Stalker. That was like, he'd go out and hang there. It was like, just a couple of nights. After he does his madness and craziness. He had been spotted coming into the Cecil Hotel to get a good night's sleep after his crazy work. Yeah, so that place is like the epitome of evil. But yeah, and so I was going to throw that in there.
Did you you knew that I lived 2 blocks away from the Cecil, right?
No, I didn't. Yeah. Because now I'm like, if I would have known that, Stephanie, 2 years ago when I saw you, I'm like, let's go check it out. But now, because I kind of want to do that. Can we do that when I'm there?
We can, yeah. No, a couple friends have wanted to. It's like, oh yeah, we're right downtown. And I feel like it became popular with the Netflix series. And before that, it was just like, oh, here's this place that you avoid because everybody knows it's batshit insane.
Yep.
And you don't want to get near it. And it's there's history
bad vibes.
Yeah, there's history the series doesn't even touch, honestly.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's too gruesome. I mean, shit.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yes, suffice to say, tell Cecil, watch out.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to go. So anyway, guys, that'll be a good story. I'll be in LA in a couple of days. We're gonna go check out the Cecil. But if you watch the Netflix, documentary on it, I mean, it's gone through so much revamping of, makeovers is what I want to say, just makeovers. And so I just want to see it. I ain't trying to hang out, but I just want to say, hey, have fun in it, because I like horror, I like dark shit, but the real deal, I don't need to be around that. It's real. Don't need to see it. I like fantasy. So
yeah, no kidding.
Anyway, but back to the Eagles. So, just as a horror fan, as a music fan, I thought that song was so perfect for that particular show. Also, I just want to mention, ironically, I don't like that song, but one of my favorite songs is "Boys of Summer" by Don Henley. I mean, I love that song. Really? Okay, cool. What did you think about the Ataris remake in 2003?
I liked it just because I enjoy any occasion to kind of bring that song back. I feel like Henley's solo catalog in particular is just very good about, for lack of a better term, kind of like strumming nostalgia in the right place. Like he's really good at that if you look at some of his other stuff too. Mm-hmm. But I've always been a really big fan of this song, and it was, as listeners may or may not know, co-written by Mike Campbell, who, of course, is famed in Mike and the Mechanics and in Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Yep. Mike Campbell's an amazing talent in the industry and has written many, many songs. And he got really, I think this is one of his biggest, actually. And he's fantastic. And I'm a big fan. Folks might remember Mike and the Mechanics from The Living Years, Silent Running, All I Need Is a Miracle. And huge in the 80s, but great partnership with Henley on that one.
Yeah, that's a classic, y'all. I mean, like, there's something about that song. It gives me some type of feeling. I can't really explain it, but I just love that song. Love it.
Oh, it's amazing.
So again, I may not like Hotel California, but I have much respect for the Eagles, Don Henley, and they are talented musicians. So, all right, you ready for story time, Stephanie?
Yeah, I know you got your own personal story around Hotel California, and Lord knows we love to hear it.
All right, guys, so picture it. Now I'm going to sound like the Golden Girls, right? Estelle Getty. Picture it. It's like, it was my sophomore year in college. I got my first apartment I wasn't staying, there was a bunch of apartments near campus, but I decided to go to South Austin, and there was a bunch of collegiate apartments there, and I got like a little townhouse. It was pretty cute. Myers would come and hang out with me a lot, and this was probably 2000, 2001 or something like that, to that effect. And so do you remember the little townhouse? It was cute, right?
I do, because it had, it was dual level, which is kind of rare for college kids to have, something.
Yeah, I got fancy.
Yeah, I felt kind of fancy.
Yeah, super fancy. Well, so check it. It was finals time. At that time, I was stellar at a 4.0, and I was super stressed, and I wanted to keep that 4.0.
It's incredible.
I can't believe I did that shit. But anyway, that didn't last, girl. That didn't last. I'm glad I graduated. So, anywho, I was studying for finals, and I was like, okay, I'm going to just, kick back in my apartment and cram. Well, my neighbor next door was jamming this song on repeat. On repeat, people. Holy shit. And I'm still a little timid. Like, I'm not one to bring it, to like start conflict. I'm like, because I'm all about, hey, because I like to jam my music, and I know that, I may like some tastes that my neighbors may not. We just live, get along, get over it, right? We're all people. Live your life. However, when you're playing this song on repeat, I'm going to go fucking crazy because I'm just not a fan. So rather than being mature about it and just being like, hey, neighbor, can you please just turn it down? I'm studying right now. I started throwing things at the wall that connected our apartment together. So like I was throwing dishes, chanclas, books, all sorts of shit. Like, what the fuck, Stephanie? I look back and I'm like, I'm like, roar, no Hotel California. And I'm just like, fuck California. But anyway, it's too funny, right? I mean, oh my God. I don't know if it was because think about the other factors going on in my life. I was just super stressed. I'm like, I gotta have this 4.0. And now I got this douche who keeps playing Hotel California over and over again. I'm trying to study advertising, okay? A big deal. That time I was an advertising major. So, and I'm trying to learn anthropology. So, whatever. The neighbor came over, right? To see if I was okay. I'm like laughing because I probably look crazy, but we became friends. And Steph, you actually met the neighbor, and I forget the people's name, but they weren't college students. They weren't college students. They actually had like a cat that would just be like the apartment cat. So they were nice people. But I just always associate Hotel California with insanity. And if we circle back to your assessment of Hotel California and its parallel to Rocky Horror, that's insanity. Hotel California makes you go insane.
Maybe so. Maybe there's something deeper here.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
There's something there. Maybe if you played it backwards, it would have a secret message.
Yeah, like everybody did in the 70s. They loved to play their songs backwards, see what they could find.
Do it.
I got to add here, too, that isn't it that your neighbors were notorious for like getting drunk and playing the song on repeat? Because to me, that's even funnier to be like, where's my brain going? As soon as I get wasted, I need to play the Eagles on repeat at top volume so that my neighbors can hear it. There's something hilariously bizarre about that.
Like, who the fuck does that, right? I mean, these people were just like, they weren't hippies. They were just normal. Like, I mean, they were probably in their late 20s. I was in my early 20s. They were young. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, they were in Birkenstocks. They're fucking dropping acid. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they seem like just normal people, but there's something about that song. So I'm telling you, dude, it's just kind of coming to me. I'm coming to the realization as you share your insight on the song and my insight on the song, we're going to have to play that song backwards. I bet you anything, it's evil. I bet you anything, it's evil. Oh my God. On top of that, so when I got adult Stephanie, when I got into music and I was doing production and I was helping out security logistics and ops, I worked ACL 2010 and they headlined that festival.
Oh, the Eagles headlined that festival, you're saying?
Yes, they did. The Eagles headlined, and I was dreading day 3. So back in the day, when ACL was smaller, you'd have your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday would be it was only one weekend, and Sunday was the headliner, right? So I was dreading Sunday, bloody Sunday. Oh my God, no! So again, I'm working ops and security logistics, and we had a trailer, and I hid in the trailer for their entire set, and I prefaced everyone. I was like, listen, I really fucking hate the Eagles. Well, I don't hate the Eagles. I hate Hotel California. I know they're going to play. It's probably going to be their first one. I don't hate the Eagles, but I can't do it. It just puts me in a bad mood. And day 3 of ACL, when you're in that lifestyle, when you're living that music life, you are exhausted. I mean, you're going like 20-hour days. I'm not fucking around. I mean, 20-hour days. You're out in the fucking sun. I'm like, this is the last thing I need. So like, I think about my mindset back when I was studying for finals and I was all crazy. And now I'm working my ass off. I'm all crazy. That song's I don't know. I might explode. That song just might drive me over the edge. So I literally put a sign on the door, like, do not open unless they're going to unleash a beast they don't want to meet. Everybody knew. I kind of like told my crew, telling people, like, just be cognizant and be kind to me during that set, please. And of course, doing security, most of the folks are out in the field, right? But there are going to be some people that need to be behind stage to do et cetera, because it's operations. So I was like, just please, let's just not chat. Let's just not keep the door open while the Eagles are doing their set, because just for my own sanity, last day of ACL, thank God I'm still fucking alive. I've only had probably like 8 hours total. I've literally bled on Zilker Field. Please just do me this solid. If you want to get paid, I'm joking. I had no control over people's paychecks, but
You don't want to bring back those memories by being like, oh man, this is all going to come back to me while I'm sitting here working.
Yeah, that was crazy. So, yeah. Oh, the Eagles. Oh my gosh.
What? And I hope people left you alone for it then.
Yeah, I think after that particular festival, I really earned my badge of this bitch is serious. Like, because I'm a very friendly person, but it was like, oh yeah, like Steph belongs in operations. Like she can hold it down. So that was like, yeah.
That's funny. People just kind of figured it out after that point and be like, look, here's what I need from you just for this song.
Exactly. From one music lover to another music lover, because it sounds bizarre to be like so like have so much emotion with a song. But you get it, Steph. I mean, and music lovers on the line, they get it. There are just some songs you love, want to hate, love to remember. They bring up, this is mine.
Yeah. No, I get it. And they bring back, it's like a flood of memories you didn't even know you had, you know?
Yeah, and but now I'm intrigued because I really think it's evil. So I'm
right. Now there's more at play here. There's more at play.
Oh my gosh! And are these guys still touring? Right? Yeah, the Eagles are still doing it up.
I think they did, and they had, I know, a pre-COVID tour.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe now it's on pause, but they had gotten back together, and it's funny because over the years too, it's like when they initially broke up, they'd said never again, and then they got back together for the Hell Freezes Over tour and album, which was also huge. They charted all over the place in the 90s with that, and then they actually said no again, and then they got back together again, and that was literally, beginning of 2020. So I know that they're doing more again. So, I guess once folks are kind of fated to be together, they find a way. They find a way to get back.
They do, absolutely. Fate will find a way. That is the truth. That is the truth. And my fate's going to take me to the Cecil Hotel. I hope I leave.
Yeah. Hope you leave that one.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Check out anytime you like, and you can never leave.
Ooh, spooky. Halloween's coming, y'all. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
It's still August. Let's calm down.
Yeah, at some point.
All right. Well, man, this is definitely this is good chat. Oh my gosh, love it.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of ran the gamut and learned a lot, but we all have our own experiences with this song. So God bless the Eagles. Thanks for putting it out in the pop culture zeitgeist, guys.
Absolutely. I mean, I know you guys have to have an Eagles story too, or have some type of fond memory of this song, or, maybe a funny memory like me. Please email us at stephaniestalktunes@gmail.com. Reach out to us on any of our social platforms. That's at Stephanie's Talk Tunes on IG, FB, and TikTok, and at Stephanie's Talk on Twitter. So
yes,
definitely reach out, let us know, because I have a friend who is a diehard Eagles fan. And again, I get it. They're great musicians. It's just a song, y'all. It's just a song. Don't hate on me. This is just my song. And then also, y'all, for those folks that have, left a couple of, reviews on Apple Podcasts. Thank you. Thank you so much for those who've done it. And if you haven't, please do. That helps us. We want to keep coming back and making every episode better. So please engage with us. We want to talk. We want to hear what you have to say. It's not all about us. I think Stephanie would agree.
Yeah. We want to continue to hear from you guys, and thank you for reaching out to us on social. Thank you for reaching out to us where you find us, email, etc. And please stay tuned, because we're here, and good Lord, do we ever have more to talk about. So gratitude for all you Talk Tuners. Gratitude for all of you.
Absolutely. Bye, Talk Tuners.
We're going to see you next episode. Peace.